Have you ever wondered how much your life would improve if you could quit your worst habits? Picture this: a world where you're free from the shackles of smoking, procrastination, excessive spending, and unhealthy eating. Imagine the liberation that comes from breaking free from these self-imposed constraints. The impact of bad habits on our lives can be far-reaching, subtly eroding the quality of our existence. They can have profound health implications, from the physical damage caused by smoking to the mental stress of chronic procrastination. Relationships can suffer too, strained under the weight of financial woes stemming from excessive spending. Moreover, these habits can rob us of our potential, stunting personal growth and preventing us from achieving our goals. We may find ourselves trapped in a cycle of instant gratification that yields fleeting pleasure but long-term dissatisfaction. These habits, while seemingly harmless at first, can lead to significant consequences over time. The first step to quitting any bad habit is recognizing it. It's a simple truth, yet one often overlooked. The journey to self-improvement begins with self-awareness, an honest reflection on our behaviors and patterns. Bad habits, like weeds, have a way of creeping into the garden of our lives, often unnoticed until they've taken root and started to choke out the good. Denial, my friends, is an unseen enemy in this journey. It's the veil that makes us believe that smoking that one extra cigarette doesn't matter, that wasting hours on end scrolling through social media is harmless, that swearing is just a way of expressing ourselves. But denial robs us of our power to change. It's like trying to navigate a ship with a blindfold on. To quit a bad habit, we need to first remove this blindfold, to be brutally honest with ourselves and acknowledge the existence of these habits. Once you acknowledge your bad habits, you're ready to tackle them head-on. Understanding why you started the habit in the first place can be the key to breaking it. That's right, my friends. The root cause of a habit often lies in the triggers and underlying reasons that led you to adopt it. It's like peeling an onion, layer by layer, to reveal the core. Now, you might be wondering, how do I discover these triggers? Well, it begins with a deep, introspective journey. Reflect on your actions, your emotions, and your thoughts. When does the urge to indulge in the habit strike you? Is it when you're stressed, bored, with certain friends, or perhaps at a particular time of day? And then consider what you're really deriving from your habit. Is it a temporary escape, a way to fit in, a sense of control? These questions might be difficult to face, but they're essential. Remember, knowledge is power. Knowing the why behind your habits can provide the insight needed to change them. Now, it's not all about quitting, it's also about replacing. You see, the journey towards self-improvement isn't just about casting off the shackles of destructive habits. It's about filling the void that's left with something positive, something that enriches your life and nudges you closer to your goals. Picture this scenario. You've been smoking for years. It's a habit you're well aware is damaging your health. You decide to quit. That's commendable, and it's a significant step. But what do you do with the time and energy you once devoted to this habit? You need to replace it with something that offers similar comfort or gratification. So you might replace the act of smoking with going for a brisk walk or having a healthy snack. Instead of reaching for a cigarette, you reach for your walking shoes or a piece of fruit. This replacement strategy works because it's not just about abstaining from the bad habit, but it's also about developing a new, healthier routine. Another example could be mindlessly scrolling through social media. You know it's eating up hours of your day and leaving you feeling unproductive. But the urge to check for updates is strong. Why not replace this habit with reading a book, practicing a hobby, or even meditating? These activities can offer the same relaxation and escape, but with added benefits like knowledge, skill development, or a calmer mind. The same principle can apply to any habit you're trying to break. Overeating? Try replacing junk food with healthier alternatives and incorporate regular exercise into your routine. Always running late? Develop a habit of setting alarms and planning your day in advance. Swearing too much? Practice mindfulness and use language that's more positive and respectful. Replacing a bad habit with a good one is like changing the course of a river. It might feel challenging at first, but once the new path is carved, the flow becomes natural and effortless. And the beauty of it is that the more good habits you develop, the less room there is for the bad ones. Remember, the goal is not just to stop a negative behavior, but to replace it with a positive one. The journey towards self-improvement is a marathon, not a sprint. So take it one step, one habit at a time. Change isn't easy, and it certainly doesn't happen overnight. In our journey to quit bad habits, this is a truth we must internalize. Patience and persistence are not just virtues in this process. They are necessities. Quitting bad habits is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about endurance and resilience. Imagine you're climbing a mountain. There will be moments when you slip, when the path seems too steep, when the peak feels a million miles away. These are your setbacks. And just as a climber doesn't turn back at the first stumble, you too should not let setbacks deter you. They are not failures, but opportunities to learn, to adapt, to grow stronger. How do you cope with these setbacks? First, by expecting them. Anticipate that there will be times when you'll revert to old habits. Prepare for these moments. When they happen, don't berate yourself. Instead, use them as a springboard to reaffirm your commitment to change. Second, by being kind to yourself. Understand that you're human and that change is hard. You're trying to rewrite patterns that may have been etched into your life for years or even decades. This takes time. Be patient with yourself and celebrate your progress, no matter how small. Third, by keeping your eyes on the prize. Remember why you want to quit your bad habits. Is it to improve your health, to save money, to be a better role model for your children? Keep these reasons front and center. They are your motivation, your fuel to keep going. And finally, by never giving up. Persistence is key. It's the grit that gets you up after a fall, the resolve that keeps you moving forward step by step towards your goal. Persistence is the force that, in the end, will help you conquer your mountain. With determination and perseverance, you can break free from your bad habits and start living a healthier, happier life. In the description of the video, you will find a link to an ebook that will help you in your journey.